everyone. This is Tanya here from EduTV, and it's an absolute pleasure for me to have this discussion on the topic that holds great significance for students, educators, as well as institutions alike transitions from schools to universities. And I'm honored to be joined with a very special guest today, Ms. Shyamashree Chatterjee, the esteemed principal of BGS International Residential School, Bangalore. With her vast experience in education and deep understanding of students' academic journeys, we look forward to hearing her perspectives on how schools can better prepare students for life beyond the classrooms. Thank you, ma'am, for taking the time to join with us today, and we truly look forward to this meaningful discussion with you, ma'am.
Thank you, Tanya. Pleasure always talking to EduTV.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, starting immediately with the first question, in your experience, I mean, you've been talking to students and parents since a very long time now. In your experience, what are the some highest challenges, the biggest challenges that the students face when they transition from school's life to the university life, ma'am?
See, what happens is there is a generation gap which comes up, wherein the parents, they know the jobs or they know the careers which existed when they were students. Whereas with the children, it is again, it is like concentric circles. The circle has become much bigger, which they are not aware of. So that is a very big challenge that I face when a child wants to do, like today, the CLAT exam, the law as a career was not so popular when the parents were in their colleges. They always wanted to take up medicine or engineering. But the children so badly want to do law. So the generation gap is a very difficult thing which I face with the parents when they want to send their children for higher education.
Ma'am, other than the parents talking about only students, so what are the main challenges? Like when they leave the school and they enter into colleges, what are the biggest challenges you feel they face when they enter into colleges?
Yeah, and when they enter, school is a very structured curriculum. The school is a very monitored place, and school has got its own rules and regulations very well in place. Whereas when they go to the higher education sector, the onus is on the student. It is no longer on the teacher. The physics teacher in the school breaks her head to make sure that ray optics is completely understood by, it is like her accountability, not the child's. But when they go to the college, what happens? The teachers, they come and teach how much they have understood, how much they have taken it, and how much they are studying after that is no longer the teacher's botheration. So that is something which comes as a big shock to students and to the parents. Like they have now to deal with their life on their own. It is their responsibility to carve their niche for themselves. So
Right. Rightly said, ma'am. Like you mentioned that students, when they enter into colleges, it's like a new environment for them. And at school, you keep on you ensure that the child has actually understood whatever has been taught in the class. Whereas in the university, the teacher comes, gives the lecture, whether they're not even sure whether the child who has to be there in the class is actually sitting there or not.
absolutely. And sometimes, Tanya, like since maybe the quantity is quite huge, they just send the PDF, they just send a recorded lecture, and the child has to actually read it or listen to it and understand it. It is
Correct.
it is such a difference from the school here. Like parrot, we will be telling one line, the child will be telling one line. It is to that extent, and suddenly there is nobody hand holding them. That makes a lot of difference.
True. So, ma'am, according to you, is there something that the schools could help the students here when they are in the schools to ensure that they become more independent academically as well as emotionally to prepare them for the university environment?
Yes, so that is why what has happened is all schools, majorly what we have started doing, there are certain topics which are to be tested, which will they have to write in the board exam, they have to write in the half yearly exam. Those are still going on the way it should go on, where we are constantly training them for it. Yet, what we have done is we have taken certain topics related to the chapter, but we don't teach that. And we
Okay.
tell the child to research it and to present it. So we do it as an individual activity sometimes, we do it as a group activity sometimes. So that, that gives them an idea. At least they know that at some point of time, if a topic is given to me and said that you research and you come and do a presentation, they are ready for it, Tanya, these days. So we do not touch the topics which are to be tested and graded by the board. That is done the same way. But just to make them ready for the university, we take up topics purposely so that they are ready for the self-study part.
Ma'am, you already mentioned about the research part that you do equip students in the school life. Now, talking about the other factors like critical thinking and also time management. So, do you think the current school curriculum and structure adequately equip students with skills needed for the university's life? Like I mentioned, time management, research, and critical thinking.
Yeah. So what happens is these are things: time management, critical thinking, collaboration, communication. These are topics which we don't teach in a classroom. What we do is we set up an environment where they go through the process of learning this. They get it, they imbibe it. These skills cannot be taught. So what happens is when we talk about, let's talk about time management. Right now in the school, there are 15 different activities going on. There is March Past for Independence Day, there is band, there is Model United Nations, there is dance competition, there is music competition, there is Shark Tank, you name it, 15 things are going on. And whereas from next week onwards, exams are coming. And the children are participating in everything and they will write the exams too. So time management or critical thinking, and in this critical thinking, what is it? If there are 15 things, the child decides, he takes a critical decision as to which 7 I will go for and which 8 I will not. So we give them the option of going for 20 different things and then they choose. And then the collaboration. Today, when Shark Tank, they need to actually find like-minded people who will have a product ready, who can get a jingle ready, who can have a presentation. So there again, the collaboration comes in. So these are things, Tanya, in every school, we just give them the environment and they learn these skills. So be it collaboration, communication, time management, critical thinking, these are all, imbibed. These are not taught. These are all caught. The environment is such, let me do it. Just now, before I was late by 3 minutes to join your call because in my room today, one NIE competition, we have a drama competition. So they are going for the first round where 100 schools are participating. So they said, ma'am, once we'll perform before you and then we will go. So that is something. We give them the chance to do that.
Right, right. I think that was a good idea. I mean, talking about 15 competitions happening in your school at one point of time, I'm sure the time management factor is well taken care of. Right.
Debate, declamation, and there is one skit because it's Independence Day. So the theme is India, but so many declamation where, Pandit Nehru's speech, Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan's speech, they have now by-hearted and it's a competition. So
Correct.
that train them well.
Ma'am, you mentioned about the parents. I mean, what I understood was that suppose I, as a parent, wanted to choose some career in my life, couldn't do it, but then I would want my child to take up the same career, or rather, something that I have done, I would want my children to do the same. So, what role do you believe the parents and educators should play in supporting their students and children through this transition phase from schools to universities? What is their actual role?
Their role is very important. They should only be they should only encourage their children. They should give an environment where the child is free to choose. Now, one very important difference that has come up is in olden days, the money or the salary that the career will fetch was a very important criteria when parents were deciding the career for their children. Thankfully, in today's day and world, the parents can allow the children to choose something. Suppose which could be being a guitarist, which could be being a cartoonist, which could be creating an app. So there are so many careers nowadays. The parents, I would only request Give them the chance to do what they want to do, because in 99% cases, if you allow the child to do what he or she wants, they actually take it up very well. So the parent and that one person, suppose the child does not do well and fails, suppose the parent is there. It is no longer that situation where we can't fend for the child anymore. We are there. We are there for them, because not only by way of guidance, not only by way of emotional support, we are there monetarily also. Okay, if this didn't happen, you can do this. There is
Correct.
so this difference the parents should understand, and they should only be, facilitators. They should guide them. They should be there for them. He's strong. I am there for you. I'll give you my personal example. I am a very traditional, like I belong to your previous generation. So I wanted very badly my child should go to IIT. I was so stuck on IIT. But then my son, he wanted to go to BITS Pilani. He
Okay.
wanted, yeah, he wanted a little more like the progressive environment, not a very traditional environment. He wanted to see the world more. And then finally at some point I actually accepted, and right now he is in BITS Pilani. So I so for me it was a little difficult, because in my days IIT was it's still very important, but then if the child wants to do something, we have to as parents allow them to do it. And then when we allow them, they take it up, that the onus is on them. I chose it, so I have to do well. So parents have to be facilitators. Parents just have to be friends, guides, philosophers for them, and not force them into any career.
True, true, true. I'm coming to my last question for the session for today. We've often seen the students when they are passing out from their grade 12 are in dilemma in terms of whether they should choose a course over college or a college over course. So, what, according to you, should be the right choice for them?
I strongly believe it has to be a course over college, because the child knows by the time he is there in class 11, 12, whether he's how good he is at that, I do not know. But he has a fair idea. This is what I want to follow. So it is very important. Again, the same example, when the children they write the entrance exams, they qualify in different colleges based on their marks. So sometimes, if we have only the college in mind and we compromise the branch, we compromise what he wanted to do, that does not help in today's world. There was a time where, if you pass out from this university, means you are the so and so. It's not like that anymore. You have to be good in your field, wherever you are, whichever college you are from, whichever university you are from. Your skills have to be sharp. So I would always prefer, like taking IIT Mumbai for mechanical, just because you got it there, and leaving one NIT Surat Kalka's computer science for that. No, you want to do computer science, go for that, wherever you are getting it. It's very important. The child's passion is very important. So, and you, as you all have to set up more and more exposure for children where they understand what they want to do. And we are there to guide them. We are there. Look, you are good at this. So wherever you get this course, go in for that. And the NEP is helping beautifully in that. NEP has, it has opened those boundaries of science, commerce, and arts anymore in class 11. I have children who are doing chemistry, legal studies, physical education, and maybe psychology, because he wants to become a forensic scientist. So these combinations were not there in our time. Science means physics, chemistry, maths, biology. Now it is no longer like that. You can choose from so many subjects. So NEP and the CBSE has done a wonderful job. So the children, they know what they want, and accordingly they can choose their course.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights and experiences with us today. I'm sure your thoughts on how schools, parents, and even students themselves can better prepare for university lives have truly added depth and clarity to this important conversation. And on behalf of EduTV, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to you, ma'am, for taking the time out to be there with us. And I look forward to many more enlightening interactions with you in the future.
Thank you so much, Tania. Pleasure speaking.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye.